land of warriors, spirit and sacred roots. She belonged to the Taino people, a proud, peaceful nation, until the ships came with crosses and chains. The Spaniards came with swords wrapped in scripture and turned paradise into a graveyard. But they didn't just bring chains, they awakened warriors. The blood of Africa met the spirit of the land and refused to kneel. Queen Nanny rose from the hills, commanding wind, fire, and freedom, outnumbered, outgunned, but never outwilled. Even empires had to negotiate with her. Jamaica wasn't just taken, she was fought for. But somewhere in time, they buried Jamaica, rebranded her, marketed her, sold her back to her own people. Now the children carry names that don't belong, learning stories that aren't their own, but her true name still echoes beneath the soil. To the people of Jamaica, better known as Jamaica, you were never just Erie, you are chosen, you are one of us. Welcome to the return. Welcome to Wanka. Before it was called Jamaica, she was known as Zaimaka, land of wood and water, land of warriors, spirit and sacred roots. She belonged to the Taino people, a proud, peaceful nation, until the ships came with crosses and chains. The Spaniards came with swords wrapped in scripture and turned paradise into a graveyard. But they didn't just bring chains, they awakened warriors. The blood of Africa met the spirit of the land and refused to kneel. Queen Nanny rose from the hills, commanding wind, fire, and freedom, outnumbered, outgunned, but never outwilled. Even empires had to negotiate with her. Jamaica wasn't just taken, she was fought for. But somewhere in time, they buried Jamaica, rebranded her, marketed her, sold her back to her own people. Now the children carry names that don't belong, learning stories that aren't their own, but her true name still echoes beneath the soil. To the people of Jamaica, better known as Jamaica, you were never just Erie, you are chosen, you are one of us. Welcome to the return. Welcome to Wanka.
Check in the building. Leave a like on the stream as on a roll in, please and thank you. She wrote the live also, people. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. And big up everybody we're there. You know what I mean? Back at it. Another one. You don't know a Sunday, so we're gonna keep it cool, calm, and collective. We are giving you some new updates today in regards into the news. What going on Jamaica? What going on Caribbean? What going across the world? So check in the building, people. You don't know a Sunday, so we have fulfilled the promise. We'll give you the news updates in regards into what going on a yard in Jamaica across the world. So check in the building, people. We have a lot of things we go through. So as you know, minimum wage has increased in Jamaica by $1,000. Yeah, we need the people in perspective on that right there. Is that enough? They might as well keep it at $1,000 less, cause this is not 1,000 US, people. This is 1,000 Jamaican dollar that came out in Andrew Holness 2026 budget. Minimum wage has officially increased by $1,000. Yeah, we need to talk about that, cause Jesus Christ, $1,000 really, Andrew? But anyway, also Bob Marley and Louis Bennett. Yeah, we see the opposition leader is looking to get them to be national heroes in the future. And also, people, Black River, yeah man, Andrew Holness and in cabinet and in politician friend them I got developed down a Black River. You know, Hurricane Melissa destroyed at least 90% of Black River. So beachfront properties are got that Black River. All type of investment are roll into Jamaica, especially Black River. Cause I don't know when you talk about Black River, them up on the seafront. Yes, them up on the seafront. So I'm gonna show you the videos. I'm gonna show you the proposal as to what Andrew Holness said is going to happen to Black River. So people, just like how we said during Hurricane Melissa, a lot of that we're going, the destruction. No, we give them an excuse. No, we give them the right. We say, yo, we are going to rebuild Black River in our image. You know what I mean? Jamaica next tourist hub. So, all heap of things, people. Leave a like on the stream, please, and thank you. You know what I mean? We just start up a stream. We have 4 people here so far. Tap up a like button, please, and thank you, people. We soon getting on the brawling news. Yeah, man, like and don't forget to engage people. You can engage. It's a new segment and everybody cup of tea. But yeah, you know what I mean? I was one of them one day. Yeah. The education part of YouTube this year. You see me? So we'll kick it off like this, people. Yeah, we'll kick it off like this right here. So we'll see if we can zoom out this so we can see what I go on and what I go on. Check in, people, check in on the building. Okay. So this is the future of Black River right here. So if you don't know, Black River are one of the town that will get destroyed by Hurricane Melissa. And as you can see right here, yeah, it's due to get a super development. Right here look like Miami. Right here look like somewhere in Europe. Right here look like I say somewhere in Mexico, somewhere in Brazil. So this is how Black River is going to be looking in the future. As me say, the plan is all laid out by the government. Yeah, man, everything is all laid out and ready right now. The investment, the everything did it, the money did it, everything is there right now. So because Hurricane Melissa literally completely destroyed a whole lot of Black River, aka St. Elizabeth. Yeah, the government is just gonna completely rebuild St. Elizabeth, aka Black River, from scratch. So Andrew Holness and his friends them have a whole heap of plan for Black River. Yeah, checking on the building the people. Like up a live us on the rolling, please and thank you. Um, Give me a moment there. Fix this right here. Yeah, people. So this is Black River right here. And as I said, Black River is due for a major development. As I say, a prime real estate down them part of the world there. Cause remember, good them dep on a beachfront. Yeah. So just imagine the hotels where them are gonna build along there. Yeah. Who that major media productions, big up yourself for checking on the building, my G. Everybody in the bush, don't be afraid. Only can comment, you know what I mean? We are starting a new segment here on Real Vibes TV. On Sundays, we're gonna get the news updates. Yeah, man, big up to major media production, So if y'all see right here is Black River, people. Remember when I talk about Black River, during Hurricane Melissa literally destroyed over 90% buildings in Black River, including their major hospital. And a lot of people in Black River was already living on capture land. So now Andrew Holness, the Prime Minister of Jamaica, has officially rolled out plans to completely transform the town of Black River. Whole heap of investment are rolling. Is going to be the next Montego Bay. Is going to be the next Kingston. And this one I look on the screen, this image on the screen, this is how Black River is going to look in the future. So right now, people, yeah, a whole heap of things are going on. And again, a lot of people is not in tune to what's going on because they're so distracted with the wrong things. You know what I mean? Dancehall tend to distract a lot of people. And major news like this, I fly over a lot of people's head. Yeah, man, big up to major media production. Salute me, G. Big up at themselves. So we are getting at the article, people. So is Black River finally becoming a smart city? Keyword smart city. New urban center coming to Black River. This is what the article said. The Prime Minister outlines plans for a climate resilient town centre with hospital, tax office, municipal offices, police station, schools, and transport hub, waterfront features, coastal defence, civil park, and town square. When me telling you say them a completely rebuild Black River, aka St. Elizabeth, from scratch, is not a joke thing. Black River get a complete makeover. This is official. This will happen. And notice the terminology that they're using. Them say climate resilient town. That means say when them invest them billions, when them invest them millions of dollars, them know say if they get a hurricane next year, them properties, them investment is going to be okay because it's going to be climate resilient. That means they're going to build these houses, these business to basically withstand a category 5, a category 6 hurricane, which I've always said can't be done. So now them are build Black River from scratch. Yeah, it's going to be a major development in the island. You know what I mean? As me say, a lot of people won't get back their house. So people was asking, these people, how they don't get back them house? No, a lot of these people in Black River was already living on capture land. A lot of them can't go back and even claim back the land. These are plans officially outlined by the Prime Minister of Jamaica. So we're going to read back the article. So the article asks a question: is Black River finally becoming a smart city? New urban center coming to Black River. Prime Minister outlines plans for a climate resilient town center with hospital, tax office, municipal offices, police station, schools, and transport hub. Waterfront features, including coastal defenses, civil park, and town square. So, as we stated, Black River are gonna have a complete makeover right here. And as I said, the image we're not see on the screen, that's what the plans is looking like. So what we are gonna do, we're gonna play this video here from Andrew Oneness so they can hear it out of him own mouth. Big up on yourself, like, share, and subscribe.
The Urban Development Corporation, working with our development partners, is advancing a climate resilient redevelopment plan that separates what belongs inland from what belongs on the coast. The heart of the plan is the new urban center to be developed inland, safely above storm surge and projected sea level rise. And you can see a representation of where that urban center is going to be and what it, well, that's the waterfront, but what it could look like.
Yo, people, we are go fast. We are go back with the land there, you know. Cause notice, you know, them show us a map, you know. People checking their building, share out this live with a friend or family, as me say, at the updates, them the daily important updates in Jamaica and the Caribbean. Share out the live stream, share out the live stream to WhatsApp, share out the live stream to everybody right now. Because we just saw Andrew Owen show a map, and we will most definitely be going back to that map and scrutinizing it.
So, this is where Black River's essential public functions, its hospital, courthouses, municipal offices, police station, tax office, school market.
So right there, Andrew Owen is saying a Black River, they're gonna build courthouses from scratch, police stations from scratch, schools, colleges from scratch. That's what's going to be happening in Black River.
The Urban Development Corporation, working with our development partners, is advancing a climate resilient redevelopment plan that.
And notice the terminology he's using, the investment partners. Who are these partners? Are they Jamaicans? Are they native to Jamaica? Are they overseas? Who are these investors? We need to know, because we know say more than likely a lot of these investors are overseas investors. And I don't want y'all to get this wrong. We're all for the development of Jamaica, and definitely that would bring in way more jobs in our country and help our country improve in the long run. But we have to scrutinize these activities, said Speed.
That separates what belongs inland from what belongs on the coast. The heart of the plan is the new urban center to be developed inland, safely above storm surge and projected sea level rise. And you can see a representation of where that.
So again, in Andrew Owen's plans, this is in the House of Parliament in Jamaica. As I said, that image, I didn't make that image up. When you can't see image on the screen, this is how they envision Black River are gonna look. So right now, people, Jamaica upgrade, you know. So right now, our best time to start investing in Jamaica, because again, I always said Jamaica is a prime piece of real estate. Jamaica is in the ideal location. To me, Jamaica is in the best location in the world, in the whole universe. I mean, who wouldn't want to be in a tropical island? Who wouldn't? You know? And the potential what Jamaica have is so unmatched. You know, see when Hurricane Melissa devastated Jamaica, trust me, a lot of these investors, a lot of these politicians was excited because them know what will come next. Then them know say no, them can redevelop the land and even redevelop certain towns and cities without any pushback. You understand? So a lot of these investors, a lot of these high society people was waiting on these moments to completely change the landscape of Jamaica. Cause make no mistake about it, Black River is going to be a tourist attraction just like how Montego Bay and Kingston is. People, do me a favor, tap the screen twice if you want to like the video. If the way you like this video, you need to tap the screen twice. So again, this is all outlined in the 2026 budget that Andrew Owens recently revealed. And we have the full live stream also. So don't go anywhere because we're gonna be pulling up that live stream also where Andrew Owens outline all of the things that's going to be happening in Jamaica in 2026. Everything went in the budget. It's called a budget, 2026 budget for Jamaica.
Urban center is going to be, and what it, well, that's the waterfront, but what it could look like. So, this is where Black River's essential public functions, its hospital, courthouses,
So again, people, there's the image again. I'm trying to pause on the map because I'm sure I look a map, I'm trying to get back to that map. So bear with me, give me some time. They show like a little map, and I want to pause the live on the map so we can scrutinize it.
police station, tax office, school market. The Urban Development Corporation, working with our development partners, is advancing a climate resilient redevelopment plan that separates what belongs inland from what belongs on the coast. The heart of the plan is the new urban center to be developed inland, safely above storm surge and projected sea level rise. And you can see a representation of where that urban center is going to be.
Okay, so there's the map right there. So as you can see, that's Black River right there, and hopefully only can see this properly. I'm gonna try to zoom in as best as I can. So this is the map that they outline, so we can see where the new hospital is going to be, also the urban center, and as I said, Black River is on the coast. Yeah, perfect location for new hotels and coastal houses, etc., etc. So as y'all can see, there is Black River. You understand? Mandeville is right next door, so we can see that they're gonna be developing all along the coast of Black River. Again, this is gonna be a huge investment for Jamaica, and a lot of investors are gonna make a whole heap of money. We have some major media. The investors are outside investors have been reading up on this plan. See it there? Big up in a major.
One, schools, market, and transport hubs will be consolidated into a plan working schools, market, and transport hubs will be consolidated.
Okay, so people, um, I'm excited for this project. I wish they could have give like a deadline when the project is going to start, when the project is going to finish. But this is definitely a good look for the culture. Hopefully this actually come to fruition. Cause I remember saying Black River was devastated, so of course we expect them to rebuild it, and if you know so them are gonna build a smart city. It's a good look. Me know a lot of people are gonna say, yo, them not trust Andrew Holness and trust the investors, blah blah blah. But me not gonna reason from that perspective. Because at the end of the day, Black River was totally destroyed. As me say, I think I right there the storm first touch down at Black River. You know what I mean? 90% of the infrastructures in Black River was destroyed. So if you see the government are rebuild it and already investors are on board, yeah, I'm definitely with it. Cause if you see images like these, I get enough people. This literally look like Miami. This look like somewhere in Florida. Beautiful, beautiful. So if you know say Black River is gonna be looking like this, yeah, we can expect more tourism and more investment in the area. You understand? The road, everything are going new. The infrastructure, for the most part, in Black River is going to be brand new. So, we definitely with it. Definitely with it. But before we move on from here, we're going to read a couple of comments in the comment section. So, a female in the comment section is saying, just make sure y'all put the bakery back with my cocoa bread and cheese. All right. The agenda, it makes sense now. So again, a lot of people is scrutinizing what going on Black River. Melissa, makes sense now. I knew this was going to happen. So you're seeing a lot of people not trust the government right now. They must say the renovations layout for a normal Manly airport looks nice too. And I saw it over 2 years ago. Yes, finally Black River is going to evolve. I've been waiting for years. Yeah, and that's where I'm with the conversation, people. You understand? An idea, me can't say the government make Hurricane Melissa go on. You know what I mean? Me not gonna be that superstitious. You know what I mean? I'm definitely for the development because you have a whole heap of parish in Jamaica where we need a whole heap of development. So me not gonna be one of those people just because Hurricane Melissa go on, me I gonna say, oh, this was their plan all along. All we want them do is just do the right thing. Don't just invest in Black River to become a tourist hub, but invest in the youth of Black River. That's how we do with the conversation. You're right. That's how we deal with the conversation. You know what I mean? So we have to look out for the plans. Them people, as I said, this is definitely exciting news. At least a lot of youths them will lose them job in a um Black River. No, they must something to look forward to. You know what I mean? Whole heap of opportunities are gonna roll in. Cause remember, you're gonna need builders, you're gonna need carpenters, you're gonna need plumbers, you're gonna need electricians, you're gonna need engineers. So it's a good look. Yeah, you understand? So this can really help the town of Black River. So we have to look out for it. So work will start 2 months prior to the next general election by 2030. So a lot of people skeptical also because they must say, yo, this not gonna start for now. But make we wait and see what go on. You know what I mean? We not rush it, but make we see what go on, people. We never get no deadline and we never get no start date. That's typical Jamaican politician style already. But nonetheless, where should we go? Where should we go? Where should we go now? Okay, we could go over here, sir. 94-year-old Jamaican lady gives a young man instructions on how to stay healthy and live long. All right, then. We could get a bit of knowledge then, no? See if we can get something to improve our lives.
24-year-old Jamaican lady giving young men instructions on how to stay healthy to live long.
And plenty vegetable and soup and exercise. No crazy over the dead meat, because not me not the dead meat. Eat plenty fish. When you say fish, sea fish. Where the fisherman then go catch and come back. And you see red peas? Do I eat red peas? Red peas have in gas. Eat gungo peas and beans. Hardly beans them where you can. And gungo peas. And dumplings, banana, sweet potato, yam, no matter with the rice.
Boy, you're really 94.
Eh?
That's true, that's true. 94-year-old. For real, man. Big up yourself.
Dig up yourself, darling. Dig up yourself, brother.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself.
94-year-old Jamaican lady giving young men instructions on how to stay healthy to live long.
And plenty vegetable and soup and exercise. No crazy over the dead meat, because not me not the dead meat. Eat plenty fish. When you say fish, sea fish. Where the fisherman then go catch and come back. And you see red peas? Do I eat red peas? Red peas have in gas. Eat gungo peas and beans. Hardly beans them where you can. And gungo peas. And dumplings, banana, sweet potato, yam, no matter with the rice.
Boy, you're really 94.
Eh?
That's true, that's true.
All right, so right there we get a whole heap of knowledge. So 94-year-old woman, I give you some knowledge and I say stay away from red meat. Stay away from red kidney beans. Stay away from rice. And I feel like she's worth listening to. I mean, to be 94 years old and still moving like that and speaking like that, it kind of says a lot. So clearly her diet is working. And she also mentioned working out, exercise, which is very critical. 94 years old people and she move like that. 94-year-old, still healthy and strong. Look like she 50.
All right. Yeah, man. Big up yourself.
94-year-old.
Wow. So people, there you go. Stop with the red meat. Stop with the red kidney bean. Use gungu instead and different beans. You know what I mean? Cause that's some critical advice. I mean, 94 should really look healthy. Yeah, man, she look very, very strong. Yeah, people don't joke about it. Like a couple of people, I'm say I Sunday news or updates, people supposed to run through them, So Right here, we are seeing Jamaica students in Cuba says colleagues are suffering due to U.S. oil blockade. Jamaicans are all across the world, but this is not a good look. So the article reads, "We are suffering." That's the word from at least one Jamaican student living in Cuba as the situation in the country deteriorates. Cuba continues to endure a U.S. oil blockade and other intense pressure from U.S. President Donald Trump, who has said openly he would like to see the regime change in Havana. So right here, that Jamaican person just need to come back at them yard. You understand? You understand? Yeah, just need to come back at them yard because we're not gonna stay at Cuba and do. I mean, there's no oil that can be imported into Cuba, so it's just gonna get worse. And Donald Trump and him party doesn't seem to be letting up off Cuba. They really want to control Cuba. So right now we have to just come back home. It's as simple as that. Yeah. Don't stuck at Cuba and suffer down there. Fall back on the yard. But we're not going to too tear up on that because we can't talk about Cuba a whole lot, people. So, what's their Bowen resident upset over use of their private cemetery by outsiders?
Actual things are happening in the cemetery when outsiders are buried there.
We need it up with them from out of it stop coming in. To come bury over the cemetery because they full it up and they ball at night and upset me, I can't get to sleep. You understand what I mean? Because they ball because they can't find their way home. They don't know they can't, they can left them over here and gone. So they might cry. Because they can't, they want 4 places, they don't know a place and they can't find their way home. So we're in a danger. Because they could all see we are liquid on the road.
The residents say they are prepared to refill the freshly dug graves with soil if the activities do not stop. The authorities have since convened a meeting with the disputing parties in a bid to resolve the issue.
It is wrong, it is illegal. It amounts to fraud if you check it out.
The mayor added that work is well advanced to improve the cemetery.
We are partnered with Jamaica, and they are funding the project that you see taking place here, where we are putting in an access road into the cemetery, and we are also repairing some of the old graves that are broken down, and we'll be planting flowers, topsoil and flowers and so on, and grass over the graves that we can't identify who they belong to.
The mayor said the disagreement over the cemetery points to a wider problem in the parish, which is running out of burial space. Now the meeting between the authorities and the residents is set for this week. And ahead of that meeting, this resident has one request.
I'm asking you, please, just leave the front part for me, please, so I can get to bury there right at the gate.
Dwayne Anderson, TVJ News.
Yeah, man, so people right here look like Jamaica run out of burial space and one bag of things are going on in these parishes. And like back in the days where you can bury your loved one on your property anymore. Now the government when you actually got one actual burial site. I would have J advice, big up your damn self, you know, code, big up yourself, my G, if you check in at the building and you go already. At the Sunday news updates, you go big up yourself, my G. That's a code. So right now, people, Jamaicans, them still have that superstitious things about them, you know what I mean? Jamaica, their mindset not really upgrade already, so because them still believe that dope will follow you and you go take dead people from somewhere else and go bury them in a fully place and spirits can't sleep and one bag of things. So Jamaica is still kind of backwards when it comes to that, even though we're not going to downplay spirituality. But most of these people, when them talk, we call a speed, and nonsense them attack. Yeah, that for these people now make no sense. So we're not going to too about that. Yeah, you understand? Yeah. So hold on there, people. We'll go on that time. Alright, with NHE them push. Okay. So right here we can see that the brother right here, the opposition leader, is looking for he's pushing for Louis Bennett and Bob Marley to become a national hero. I don't want to think about this people, but I feel like say Bob Marley need to become a national hero. I mean, me definitely wouldn't be against that, Because when you talk about Bob Marley, he's definitely a force for good for our culture. He's a positive figure, and he did a lot for Jamaica, even during his life and after his life, in the most positive way. There's no really negativity you can put on Bob Marley's name. So, me just say Bob Marley is definitely a positive in the culture, and he help you uplift the culture as well. Even to this day, the tourism sector, Jamaica in itself is benefiting off of Bob Marley legacy. That's facts. Yeah, that's facts right there. So I wouldn't be opposed to this. Louise Bennett, I don't really know much about her. I was meant to do my research on her, but I think she write a few books and she's quite prominent in the Jamaican scene also, but I don't know too much about her. But the opposition leaders seem to really be pushing for Bob Marley and Louis Bennett to become a national hero in Jamaica. So someone in the comment section I say the idea of naming figures like Bob Marley, Louis Bennett, and Usain Bolt as national hero risk shifting the meaning of what the title represent. National heroes are tied to freedom, leadership, and nation building. Others have shaped Jamaica culture and global image through music, language, and sport. Instead of blending the two, Jamaica could create a national icon honor at the same level or just below to recognize that influence while preserving the true meaning of a national hero. The brother here makes sense, you know, people. Yeah, man, the brother here make a whole heap of sense. Me like that statement there. Bob Marley, I wouldn't really mind if it's a national hero, but I kind of agree with that commenter where we must say they might dilute the meaning of being a national hero. Cause remember when you talk about Nanny of the Maroon, Paul Bogle and them man they fight for freedom. Remember say Jamaicans themselves, some of the Maroon them sell out Paul Bogle to, you know. Yeah man, if you never know the history, some of the Maroons them sell out Paul Bogle and giving him, you know what I mean, the British use Maroons to fight the rebellion that Paul Bogle was a part of and a whole heap of things. So I kind of agree with him a little bit, you know what I mean? Can give them a different title, I guess. I don't think they really need to be a national hero. Even Louis Bennett, that kind of pushing it. Why does Louis Bennett need to be a national hero right now? But nonetheless, people, this is actually a video clip, so let's hear what he have to say. So Golden reiterates push to honor Louis Bennett and Bob Marley as national heroes.
It is in this context that I renew my call, made in this House repeatedly over the past years, for the conferral of the Order of National Hero on the Honorable Robert Nesta Marley and the Honorable Louis Bennett Coveney. Bob Marley is not just Jamaica's most famous entertainer, musician, performer. He is a global symbol of one love, of unity, of resistance to oppression in all its forms. His legacy continues to grow and inspire all peoples of the world. He is deserving of our highest national honor. His 80th birthday has passed. The government must act. Miss Lou's pioneering performances and poetry in the Jamaican language provided deeper consciousness and self-affirmation of our cultural identity and uplifted our national confidence. She should be recognized as our second female national heroine. It is in this context.
All right, so right here, you know, people, again, you know, yeah, think the country have to go vote for that one, yeah. But it's a one that tricky. I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, I guess just leave the heroes. Like, who's already the heroes? Just leave them there. Bob Marley, national hero. I mean, that one I agree with. Louis Bennett, yeah. Skeptical with that one, people. Skeptical with that one for sure. Again, me not too oppose it, but it kind of make you wonder why am I push it so much. Because them already well respected and there's have a title Bob Marley and Louis Bennett can get. But, no. You know what I mean? I'm just one person, so we're going to need a whole perspective on this. So, boom. Yeah, people are going to run through some of them news. Okay, boom. Okay. So we see Andrew Owens has speak on Michael Manley intellect, but I guess but I question his judgment. So Andrew I say I admire Michael Manley intellect. If you don't know who Michael Manley was, he was a former Prime Minister of Jamaica. I think in the 70s or 80s, one of them time period there. And you know say Michael Manley wasn't too friendly of America. He was a good friend of Fidel Castro, which was the former president slash prime minister of Cuba. And you know, because Cuba and Jamaica had a relationship back then, Jamaica used to get a big fight from America. So I think that's one of the reasons why Andrew Owens has said, I admire Michael Manley intellect, but I question his judgment. So the article reads, Prime Minister Andrew Owens has pointed to history as a lesson in leadership, criticizing the People National Party under Michael Manley for what he described as a misguided foreign policy direction. As it turned out, by 1991, the Soviet Union collapsed as a pole of power and the multilateral system entered on a unipolar phase dominated by the US, he said. So right here we can see, people, a lot of Jamaicans don't know this, but then Jamaica was more on the side of the communists, and because them fell, you don't know, say, America and Europe defeat the communists, aka the Soviet Union, but we can see back then Jamaica was morely in favor of the Soviet Union and them collapse. So this is what Andrew Owens is speaking, and also I hear him say it. Hold on, people.
No, what I've stated here is not opinion. These are the facts. These are the facts. If you ask me for my opinion, I will give you my opinion. Right? And my opinion is that I admire Michael Manley's intellect. I admire his willingness to challenge, but I also question his judgment. No, what I've stated here is not opinion. These are the facts. Madam Speaker, as it turned out, by 1991, the Soviet Union collapsed as a pole of power, and the multilateral system entered a unipolar phase dominated by the US, Western liberal globalization, and free markets. The global socialist experiment for which the PNP diverted Jamaica had been defeated and proven to be the wrong path to be pursued. Madam Speaker, as it turned out, by 1991, the Soviet Union collapsed as a pole of power, and the multilateral system entered a unipolar phase dominated by the US.
So I guess right here, people, Andrew Wallace is stating that Michael Manley possibly picked the wrong side back then, and that affected Jamaica. Because remember at the time, Jamaica was probably getting some pushback or some fight from America because of the side that Jamaica was perceived to pick, which is the Soviet Union, Cuba, and all those countries that's not really a friend of America. So I don't know why Andrew Owens have bring this up. I think he might try if he said that that damaged Jamaican economy very bad. But I mean that's like what 40 years ago. Andrew Owens, why are you bringing that up? Very, very strange you politicians are. I get what you're trying to say, but what that really mean about the history? Are you trying to use in history to speak presently? But Andrew Owen is hopeful for a revised agreement after Cuba medical program ends. What kind of agreement Andrew Owen want now? So Prime Minister Andrew Owen says that Jamaica remains hopeful for a new arrangement with Cuba, even as the decades-old medical cooperation program has been discontinued. The Cuban medical mission has been beneficial to the people of Jamaica. Jamaicans love them and want them to stay, Holness said during the budget presentation. He explained that concern raised by US, including how personnel were paid that run counter to our laws and several international conventions, led to a review of the program. Holness added that Jamaica raised the issue with Cuba authorities and was hopeful that adjustments could be made to allow the continued presence of Cuba healthcare workers. The Prime Minister also reaffirmed Jamaica's support for Cuba, noting through CARICOM, Jamaica will do its part to offer support for our brothers and sisters in Cuba. Again, this is all a bunch of smoke screen. Come on, Andrew Owens. You know the laws. We all know that Marco Rubio flew down to Jamaica and probably kind of depend some bully thing. Cause we know America work already. If you don't say what them say or go with what them say, you then put a whole heap of tariff on you and blackball your country. So your country is gonna be in a economic downfall. So we know what thing go already. So Andrew Owens is not pretty it up. We know say you was forced to do what you had to do. Can't go around it. That's the reality. Just the reality.
Notion about abandoning friends and look here, man. Keep that in the 70s. We are in a different era now. As our closest neighbor, we are concerned for the situation in Cuba. Through CARICOM, Jamaica will do its part to offer support for our brothers and sisters in Cuba. We take note of press reports that talks have opened between Cuba and the United States. This is a moment for reform and reset.
Reform and reset, alright, that Cuba thing, we're not going to tarry upon it too long, cause we all know this is all a smoke screen. Alright, so new park in Jamaica coming very soon, people. So Prime Minister Andrew Holness has announced plans for new recreational parks, including one already in development in Manchester and another proposed for Kingston and St. Andrew. The Manchester Park is currently being finalized with discussion ongoing with the local municipal regarding its location. Holness also revealed that discussion have begun with the Governor General on developing a park on section of King's House land. The proposed space is expected to cater especially to seniors, providing a place where they can exercise, walk securely. So right here we can see, people, there's a few mega parks being developed in Jamaica. Them say one down Manchester already, and one is due to be in Kingston. So we kind of glad for know so them not just spend the Hurricane Melissa money on frivolous things. Because they must spend the money on some things that can benefit the country. You understand? Because when you talk about mega parks in Jamaica, you know, yeah, school kids can go there. Also the residents of the area, you know what I mean? Can I keep your mind content, and most unlikely they're gonna have some activities in that park to do. You know what I mean? So school kids them not have to go all around the place and can have somewhere if you go after school and just chill out, relax, even go there go read a book or something like that.
The NHE will break ground on 2 new state parks. I had already announced one in Manchester, and that is being developed as we speak. They are trying to come to some agreement with the local municipality as to the exact location as to where that should go. And the second, Madam Speaker, is in Kingston and St. Andrew. We have to build a park in Kingston and St. Andrew. We remember Emancipation Park. Madam Speaker, we have started discussions with His Excellency the Governor General.
So this park is going to be like Emancipation Park. Alright? I'm saying, you know, the government can see a bag of thing, you know, people, with the action we there for, you know. Yeah, action we there for one at a time. Yeah, we really up on the bag of talking with the government when they talk. And they're going to say they're going to build this, they're going to do that. And when it comes to the time, they don't do shit. So right here, more Jamaican men are speaking up about domestic abuse. Jamaica Constable Force says an increase in number of men are now reporting domestic violence cases as awareness grows around support services for male victims. Officials say more men are reaching out directly, signaling a shift in stigma and access to help. So right here, you know, people, it's like you man them top beating man them, you know, man them must speak out more. Yeah, I mean, cause we know, you know, when the shoes up on the other foot, you know, the woman run for the man them get locked up. But right now, the man them must speak up. More men reporting DV in Jamaica. JCF says, Jesus, please, where the world are come to. So violent, the woman them I get now. What going on in that world, people? I don't know what to make of that article right there. It's very, 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 very crazy. Jesus, please. Oh my days. Alright. It don't look good enough, people. It don't look good at all. More men reporting DV in Jamaica. JCF says. I don't even know what to think about this. All I can say is that woman them turn more masculine and the man them turn more feminine. That's all this can mean right here, you know. But it's kind of crazy if you see this, you know, people. Charge no star. But I guess, you know, the man them report it more often, yes. Because sometimes people think the woman is all roses and chocolates, you know. But nah, man. And go on with themselves bad more while too. But it's kind of crazy to see. So this is an increase So the feminists them out. Alright, we're now going to tear up on some of these article people. Well, on the signal ships collectively paid for our public. We need to go to the minimum wage. So right here now, let me zoom out a little bit. So Jamaica's minimum wage set for another increase from 16,000 to 17,000. So minimum wage would be increasing from 16,000 to 17,000. So right here, doesn't take a rocket scientist to see what I go on here, you know. So right here, we can see that the minimum wage is going to be going up by $1,000, not just a US dollar, you know, Jamaican dollar, which is absolutely absurd, absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, tell me, say, minimum wage in Jamaica literally went up by $1,000. Not a pound, you know, not a US, you know, not a Europe, you know, not even a yen, you know, Jamaican dollars. In what world this can make sense, people? In what world this can make sense? $1,000? Really? How him brave, so? How him brave, so? Hold on there, people. If you go find the other article there, hold on there. Minimum wage to increase by $1,000 in July. So all of my Jamaicans that have minimum wage, you not get $1,000 more. I guess it's still something, you know, but kind of crazy why them couldn't put a 5K, a 10K. Now that's a difference. Cause if they get $1,000 increase, you know, which is Jamaican dollar, they might get taxed on that too. Yeah, I mean, a tax man really take up people money, you know. So I don't know how they come to this conclusion, because they might as well keep it. If you're only gonna raise the minimum wage by $1,000, I mean, to be honest, you probably shouldn't even mention it. You probably want to look good on paper, but in reality, to raise the minimum wage by £1,000 is kinda ridiculous. Like, me can't fathom that. How that makes sense? People can't survive on that anyways. What's the difference? So right here, people can see Andrew wants to go on with himself, man. Don't forget to leave a like on the stream, people. Leave a like and subscribe if you're not already subscribed over here. Please and thank you. I appreciate all of y'all that's checking in the building. Okay, that's active. Yeah, man. Like up a live as in the rolling, people. Big up on yourself. And I think go already Sunday. You know what I mean? No people at church, no people over at place. I do for them thing. YouTube street's quite hot right now, so on that thing go already. Alright, boom, bang, boom, bang. Big up to everybody when they're bush. Gonna go and watch for the updates them. Okay. Okay. So the minimum wage, yeah, it's kind of crazy, people. $1,000 up on the minimum wage, yeah. Gotta go with up on that one day. Doesn't make no sense. You probably wonder what's this in, people. So 107 pounds of ganja seized, 2 suspects arrested, acres of cannabis destroyed. So that's what happened when the government or police force normally catch any people growing marijuana and then burn them, chop them down on site and burn them. So millions worth of ganja this, people. Yep. Cause there, what's happening here, regular government do this, them go out and get a search party together and yeah, kind of burn them, what I mean, do what them need to do. Me to be surprised if them pocket some of the ganja too, so them can go sell it to them friends and family. But right here, JCF are regular them do this, man. Yeah, but they must say two men were arrested in St. Elizabeth on Wednesday after a giant police military operation uncovered 170 pounds of ganja in Oxford. Authorities also destroyed roughly 2 acres of ganja in Watchwell as part of their ongoing efforts to crack down on the drugs for guns trade in the parish. So right here, even these drugs is also linked to GUNS, which is which is to be expected. We're not too surprised, but yeah, man, the people them do their job. People can't bash them. They're doing their job. They're doing their job. So I'm going to see what Andrew Owens stuff says. Andrew Owens has some next major plans. PM announces major Sandy Gully reconstruction under NARA.
Speaking of drainage, the Kingston metropolitan area is urgently in need of serious work on its most critical drainage infrastructure. That is the Sandy Gully, which is the city's main defense against flooding. This was built some, 70 years ago? Almost 60 years ago? More than 60 years ago. So, and it really has not had a major overhaul. And just to explain to the country how that drain works and why we need the drain. If there is a weather system that is coming off the Kingston Harbor and it is going across Kingston, it is going to meet the hills of St. Andrew. And what that will do as the precipitation moves against the hills is that all of that will fall as rain. It will come down the hill, and if it doesn't get into the Sandy Gully and go into the sea, it will flood the Kingston Plain. And so that's why it was built like that. So it actually takes the water coming off the hills for any heavy precipitation. But the gully as it is, because the inverts and the other infrastructure that support it, they are aged. And so they are falling apart. So on the Nara, yes, thankfully, the gully was not damaged. The Sandy Gully was not damaged by Melissa. But because we have a resilience mandate, we know that this is a key piece of infrastructure that is needed for Jamaica's resilience, and therefore the reconstruction of the Sandy Gully will be a major project on the Nile. Speaking of drainage, the Kingston metropolitan area is urgently in need of serious work on its most critical drainage infrastructure. That is the Sandy Gully, which is the city's main defense against flooding. This was built some, 70 years ago? Almost 60 years ago?
All right, so Sandy Gully is due for a upgrade. Again, they're putting the Hurricane Melissa funds to use, but again, people, until them start to build it and still ground start to break, yeah, we not go trust the government because we know them go to work already. But yeah, man, plans in them, what plans they're making, people. That these plans, I guess, should come to fruition in the next few months or stuff like that. But we can read the article before we get into it.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness says Kingston's main flood defense, the Sandy Gully, is in urgent need of major upgrades. The metropolitan area is urgently in need of serious work on critical drainage infrastructure. That is the Sandy Gully, Holness said, noting the system was built over 60 years ago and has not had any overall overhaul. He explained that rainfall from the hills of St. Andrew flows into the gully, preventing flooding across the Kingston Plains. If it doesn't get into the Sandy Gully, it will flood the Kingston Plain, he warned. While the gully was not damaged by Hurricane Elsa, Holness said aging supporting infrastructure is now falling apart. Under the National Reconstruction and Resilience Authority, NARA, he announced that the reconstruction of the Sandy Gully will be a major project as Jamaica strengthens its resilience post-Hurricane Melissa.
All right, we have to wait and see what going with that right there, people. So that's another plan Andrew Wellness have. They're gonna build back Sandy Gully or improve it. So we know so the money come directly from the funds we them get after Hurricane Melissa. We know that for sure. Alright, we're gonna go over to some video over here, people. Let's have a look how quick and fast intermission. Like up the live, many people, please and thank you, please and thank you. Like up the live, big up on the self, button on the bush when anything go already. It's Sunday, you know, so I look at some local news updating, you know, people. You don't know. Yeah, man. We are interchanging with some dancehall and some news topic. Oh, no, anything go already, you know, people. Like up the damn live, share it live as well. So, right here, we're gonna give you the story of the witch of Rosal. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that story right here. So we're giving the story some some backstory on Jamaica history. But before we go there, actually, we're giving our history, a quick look at history of Jamaica right here, sir.
Jamaica is a small island, but it has a big story.
Very big.
People of Jamaica come from many different places around the world. About 2,500 years ago, the Arawak, or Taino people, came to Jamaica from South America. They were the first people on the island. Then, in 1494, Christopher Columbus arrived, and the Spanish took control of Jamaica for a while. Later, in 1655, the British took over Jamaica. They built big sugar farms called plantations. To work on these farms, they brought many enslaved Africans to Jamaica. Over time,
you see the history, people. I'll go through some history right here, quick and fast. We couldn't know how Jamaica was formed. History of Jamaica.
Jamaicans became connected to African roots, which is why African culture is such a big part of Jamaica today. After slavery ended, the British brought workers from India to help on the farms. Chinese people also came later and started working and building businesses. Today, Jamaican culture is a mix of many people, traditions, and languages, and that's what makes Jamaica so special. Jamaica is a small island, but it has a big story. The people of Jamaica come from many different places around the world. About 2,500 years ago, the Arawak, or Taino people, came to Jamaica from South America. They were the first people on the island.
So the Arawak people was the first people in Jamaica people. When they call themselves them the Tainos, and then after the slave trade go on after that, Spanish invade Jamaica, Britain invade Jamaica, and then import a one bag of African slaves. So yeah, Jamaica have a huge and bright history, people. If you even know how far this should go back, But I could see that video. So they call it Jamaica, but her real name was Jamaica before the change, before the lies. The fire still lives. So yeah, man, enough changes Jamaica got through over the decades and centuries. And I mean, Jamaica was a beautiful place, and always a beautiful place. I'm saying you can't go wrong with that island. The soil rich, the fruits them nice. Everything about Jamaica is just kind of awesome one night time. Give me a moment, people, and wait for that something I load up. All right, let's see. Let's see what this video has to say.
She was known as Jamaica, land of wood and water, land of warriors, spirit and sacred roots. She belonged to the Taino people, a proud, peaceful nation, until the ships came with crosses and chains. The Spaniards came with swords wrapped in scripture and turned paradise into a graveyard. But they didn't just bring chains. They awakened warriors. The blood of Africa met the spirit of the land and refused to kneel. Queen Nanny rose from the hills, commanding wind, fire, and freedom, outnumbered, outgunned, but never outwilled. Even empires had to negotiate with her. Jamaica wasn't just taken, she was fought for. But somewhere in time, they buried Jamaica, rebranded her, marketed her, sold her back to her own people. Now the children carry names that don't belong, learning stories that aren't their own, but her true name still echoes beneath the soil. To the people of Jamaica, better known as Jamaica, you are never just Erie, you are chosen, you are one of us. Welcome to the return, Welcome to Wonka.
All right. So a quick look at brief history of Jamaica right there, people. All right. Boom, bang. Okay, boom. We know I miss out no important news now, people, because we go through quite a few things, you know. All this, Sabagwa did pretty. A couple months ago, you know, people, 3, 4, 5 months ago, you know, a lot of this area was literally covered and just damaged, you know. What I leave them blow off of the tree and look on the area right now. So, yeah, man, Jamaica come straight back to life. This is Backwalk, St. Catherine. Remember them places that they get hit by Hurricane Melissa very hard. And if you don't want to recover now again, not too much of a surprise, okay? You don't know. So the world run. Alright, next. Alright, boom bang. Yeah, man. People big up on yourself, you know you think already until next time. We didn't get a whole heap of crowd today, but you know you think already. It's never about the crowd, it's about the potent information. So we literally meet you 1 hour mark when you don't know, say a Sunday. So enjoy on a Sunday, enjoy on a Sunday dinner. You know what I mean? And big up on yourself, stay blessed. You know what I mean? Stay winning, stay motivated. You know you think already. So people, big up on yourself a Sunday, you know, so we're not going to tarry, run through a lot of article. So catching up on the next one, you know what I mean? Might be a dancehall topic, might be a news topic, when anything go. So big up on yourself, people. When anything already, it's your boy Real Vibes TV, there in a living color.